Oliver Stone, who works with Cyril Wecht, who was a neighbor of Leslie Katz and John Schulman, who manipulates forensic psychology the way to be expected of a partner of Wattenmaker, a psychiatrist from Attica, and who has the phone numbers, a blue book, where he can call up any candidate he wants to and get immediate access to them. He's a man of the world, and he's very local to Pittsburgh, in the region of Mr. Rogers, whose church my mother was married in. Leonard Nimoy used to come to that area. Cyril Wecht was working with Oliver Stone, and both of them found it very easy to overlook the fact that I was deaf and had never been taught sign language by the Pittsburgh Public Schools, which is really something, considering that Miles Kirshner had invented a too good principle, which would indicate that they didn't want the child of a chair of philosophy of education who wasn't Jewish to be taught sign language after being brutally tortured and deafened. And I had neuroplastic amnesia. I couldn't recall what had happened to me. I was a golem. Well, Stone burned me with the help of Cyril Wecht and Peter Gabriel on the charge of psychological consistency to the Spurston script. So the Beatles, the Sandbaggers, the Workers' Party, the government of England, Prince Charles, all of them took up with Amanda Harcourt, an attorney for her and Yoko Ono, in saying that rather than arrest the guilty or investigate the crime or warn the at risk, which was a very significant risk, given that the letters made clear that they were involved in the AIDS attack and seeking revenge for Auschwitz, a fact that I made public in 1994 at Carnegie Mellon University. They were going to narrate the storyline by objecting to the fact that I had girlfriends. So they set up this storyline that I was just interested in virginity. They never reckoned any of the realities, that I didn't know Rosa was virgin. It's a reality. That I loved her dearly. That I had faith in her and in them. Made no difference to any of them. That I was not seeking a virgin. What I did was send a short story called Chasing an Echo, which was about my attempts to understand a whisper campaign that had been started about me by Leslie Katz and Mark Us, who burned girls' arms gangrenous to bring them back to reality. But hey, that's heroic. 2,000-pound bombs on tents. Let it be, let it be. She would go out into the woods and scream, gonna rape, kill, pillage, and burn. Gonna rape, kill, pillage, burn, and eat babies. But that didn't cross the line in the sand of Patricia Fripp. Not one bit. Peter Gabriel goes around crowing, no time for romantic escape when your fuzzy heart is ready for rape. He did. He sang that in a million different cities around the world, glorifying it. Did I hurt Leslie? She was untouched after 2 years of dating me. And they concocted the fact that this rumor had been spread about me that I was trying to get help with into their narrative project, all backed by Ringo Starr. Get what they managed to pull with media. Torturing me into Parkinson's and castrating me. They pulled with media. I had nothing to do with anything John Lennon. Nothing. They they uploaded a persona about me through the project of so-called Found Art of Gurdjieff that Robert Fripp. I hitchhiked from Pittsburgh to St. Louis on the human contact tour to hear Fripp play and to visit my grandparents in Topeka. And they played a poetry game with Peter Gabriel, and they used an answering machine tape that ended up on So. So they used this psychology project about their phenomenal ingenuity in planting a script and pretending to find it and then super producing it. Then Ringo Starr comes in and clamps down on the whole thing. I'm lucky if I get 2 people to look at one of my videos. And we entered this era where everything is called a narrative in media. There's no more objective journalism. Next door, ad board for my region. I respect them. But talk about tainted headlines. Doesn't have much depth because people have come to remorse that they're not engaged enough to really go after the problems that exist in headline media stories. They admit those kinds of things are misleading. Everybody admits they're misleading. But to actually show the narrative, which is being used by sandbaggers, by alternative media, by, neighborhood projects, everybody's talking about narrative, and show that that is antithetical to objective journalism. If you abandon narrative in favor of objective journalism, you would find that Leslie Katz was the one violating taste. She was the one who was taunting and gaslighting about virginity. She was the one who was involved in the crime with Shulman and Fripp. That virginity does not prove rape, Thorles. That I didn't know Rosa was a virgin, or that she was actually on a project for Cyril Weck of detonating the Wattenmaker neuroplasm that they all knew was in there. And they were saying a line in the sand, +1, did you touch her? Did you touch her? Ha 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 ha, that's +1, queerball. And they have Yoko Ono coming saying John Lennon is a syringe. And he probably is or was. She says, I say is, not was, because the letters were written with the help of John Lennon. They pulled a Houdini, a double fantasy, where they replaced objective journalism with a narrative. And for some reason, John Lennon angled at James McRyan Creary basically from the day I was born. My father met with them in England before their assassination of JFK, with the help of the man from Uncle Pete. So there's many discrepancies in Amanda Harcourt's libels. And they tried to make it figuratively true because I cried when I realized what they'd done. After all, I thought they were going to help me try to protect people. After all, they're only talking about the murder of millions and thousands of people in a revenge attack by a ruthless headquarters. That's all. It's not like I was doing something useful, investigating and reporting and warning and trying to protect the innocent. What I was doing was being pushy around Adrian Belew. And Brian Eno and Yanis very fake is say no. Thou shalt not be pushy, Rennie Jubilee.